What's up, coaches? Welcome to this week's episode of Endurance Coaching Business. This week's going to be a little bit different because I actually stumbled across someone that I wanted to introduce you to. So her name is Michelle Lake, and she's an endurance coach, but she's also a business coach for other endurance coaches. So I found Michelle when I was checking out LinkedIn, looking for new customers, as you do. LinkedIn stalking new coaches that I thought might be great for the Training Tilt platform. And I stumbled across Michelle, and I saw some great content she was sharing, similar to along the lines of the type of content that I share with you guys to try and help you with the business side of coaching. Now, I was quite surprised because I hardly ever see anyone sharing that type of content. And that's the reason why I share it, because it's a real need in the endurance coaching space for people out there who are teaching the lessons around how to have a good endurance coaching business, not just how to get good results for your athletes, although Michelle, by the looks of it, can teach you how to do both of these things. So I don't know Michelle personally. I just spotted her on LinkedIn. We've had a few messages back and forth, and I just asked her if I could share some of her stuff and introduce her to you, so you could go and have a look at her stuff. I'm sure you'll learn something in the very least. So it's a great follow if you're interested in growing and improving your endurance coaching business. So I thought I would share some of Michelle's content here, so you get an idea of what she's all about. And if you like my content, then you'll most likely like her content as well. But the great thing about Michelle is she can, if you like your content, she's got programs for endurance coaches to teach them more about business. So she can really take it to the next level that I can. So let's take a look at some of her stuff here. Here's why your content isn't working. So in this one, Michelle nails it really. So she talks about how coaches know how important consistency is in endurance training, but when it comes to content and marketing in their own business, they don't follow those same principles. Let's have a good look at it, see what she's got to say here. So here's why your content is not working. So coaches, I've been here too. I'd post a few times, get no traction and quit. Social media and content doesn't work for me, in quotes. Hear that a bit. Then I tried again months later and got the same result and quit again. But why should I expect to do something a few times and suddenly be really good at it? Good question. Don't we train daily for many years to get good at endurance sports, but content creation, marketing and social media, that should take no time at all to get good at? Question mark. Yeah. It's really simple. Keep practicing, stay consistent, give it time. Want more help with content? Michelle can help you. Let's flick back then. What's the next one? The magic of online coaching isn't the online part, it's the community. So I think with COVID and everything, well, long before that, a lot of people were trying to get into online coaching. And online's great for the coach, and it can be great for the athlete. But what is the real ingredient that is the magic one is the community. So being able to not only create a relationship with you and your client, but via the internet, being able to facilitate relationships between your clients. So let's see what Michelle has to say about this. So the last few years have made a lot of things better, but we need to get back to the basics. One of those things we've gotten too extreme with is thinking that the magic is in online coaching. It's not. It's actually in the community that you can build in person or online. So let me just jump in there. So you can build that in person or online. So endurance coaches all know the power of building a community in person when you've got a group of athletes all in the same place. But of course, that's not that scalable. So if you can take that community that you can build in person and turn it into a community online, then that can exponentially increase the size of your business in terms of revenue. So she goes on to say, sorry, Michelle, I'll keep interrupting you. She goes on to say, sure, it's great to have athletes over the world. It's certainly easy and exciting opportunity filled with lots of athletes, abundance. But you could be missing out big time on building a community of engaged athletes that stay with you for life. So that's another key one, stay with you for life. So when you've got a bigger community with a bigger service offering, for example, a paid community or paid group coaching or something like that, your audience just gets bigger and they can stay with you during a longer lifetime of their endurance athlete journey. So when they're a beginner, they don't necessarily need one-on-one coaching. Maybe when they do need one-on-one coaching, or maybe after that when they don't think they need one-on-one coaching anymore, but they would prefer to stay in the community. So if you've got all of that stuff tied together, then they can stay a customer for much longer. Anyway, so it's obviously easier to do this locally. Community is much easier when people are in the same place. But if local isn't possible, focus on building that community with the options you have available. So group workouts on apps like Zwift, group meetings on things like Zoom, coach-attended team races, training camps. So all of that stuff you can put together if people are located in different geographies. Some of those things, like team races and training camps, require all of those people to come together in the same place, but that's awesome as well. It's a bit harder than getting them to come together online in a Zoom, but you just do it less often. So you would do things like Zoom much more often. So let's jump over to her next one. I love this one. Suffer in business like you do in racing. So I always love to draw parallels between endurance sport and business because they are so similar. So if coaches can make this connection, that you have to, if you want good results, you have to have some suffering in your business. So you have to do some things that you don't want to do, some things that are hard, some things you don't know whether you'll work your way through it or not. But to be successful, you have to do it. So Michelle says there will be suffering in racing. Isn't that the whole point? Yep. And things will go wrong. Same thing in business. Won't always be fun. You'll get screwed over in situations or by people. You'll host a camp or clinic that no one will buy or attend. You'll take that risk that will fail. Accepting that things will go wrong and preparing for how you will handle those problems will be a valuable practice. It's not living in the negative. It's just accepting that there will be challenges and that we are here to handle them. Something went wrong or you're facing a problem, go take action on it now. We will rise up. Perfection is impossible. Another awesome one. Thanks, Michelle. So one more. When they pay, they listen. So if you've been following my content for a while, you know I like pricing. I love to talk about pricing, particularly on pricing higher to make sure that you get your value as a coach. So when they pay, they listen. And I like to also say when they pay attention. So I didn't come up with that. That's a very common thing in business. If you are new to business, you often think that you'll get more customers if you offer a lower price point. In some situations, that's true. But in more situations, you'll get the double benefit of higher pricing. First one, you'll get more revenue and you'll be able to spend more time with your clients. And your clients will get more results because one, you spend more time with them. Two, they're committed because they're paying more. So when they pay attention. So let's have a quick look, see what Michelle has to say about this specifically. So why your pricing matters for both you and your athlete. Proper pricing means you won't get resentful for all your hard work. Very important because you can't have a long-term successful business if you end up resenting your clients because they're not paying you enough. And they get better results because your relationship comes with financial risk that will make them pay attention. When they pay attention. So pricing is not just about you making money. It is for your mental health and longevity in sport and in business. And it's for them too. It's for your clients. So when's the last time you fully paid attention to something that was free? There is less motivation to follow through, use the resource, and do the work. So we all know that we download some free stuff now and then, and most of the time it just sits in our downloads folder forever, and we never open it or we never read it. The reason is because it's free. So we haven't made any sort of commitment other than giving our email address. Of course, that's a good start. I would like you to give me your email address, because I've actually got a cool marketing course for endurance coaches. So I'll link that into the show notes. It's also in the bottom of the blog page here. Anyway, back to Michelle. When they pay, they listen. And when they pay, you feel good in the relationship and the work. So do you struggle with pricing? Michelle's got a pricing guide as well. So if you go over to her Instagram and follow her, find this post, you'll be able to DM her, and then she'll send you the pricing guide. So I've also got a bit of a pricing calculator for endurance coaches. So that's on our website, so I'll link that in as well. And on that, you can actually enter in a few different things. So you could enter in your pricing that you have for your one-on-one coaches, but then you can also enter in pricing if you just want to have an online community or sell one-off training plans. You can enter all of those items in, and we'll calculate the total for you. So you should be able to see how you can go from earning maybe less than six figures to how you might be able to mix all these things together to end up earning multiple six figures. And the reason that is because one-on-one coaching will never get you to past a revenue ceiling, because you only have so much time in the day to commit to so many athletes, and you can only charge so much. So this calculator will help you figure out the best mix for your revenue goal. So I'll link that in the bottom as well. So that's the last post I'm going to go through. She's got a bunch of other ones that are great for endurance coaches. So please go and look at her. Link to her Instagram page in the show notes, which is the best place to find her. And also there is a link. Of course, you can find this in her bio as well. But there's also a link to her Linktree page where she's got some other resources. So you can download her playbook to save 10 to 20% of your coaching hours a week. I didn't see that one before. That's pretty good. All of you guys should love to save 10 to 20% of coaching hours in a week. So that's something that I hear coaches struggling with quite a lot. They have to spend a lot of time programming, prescribing workouts for their clients. So this should help. Training Tool would help as well, because we've built a bunch of tools like a training session library, template plans, so drag and drop tools, so you can boom quickly create quickly prescribe training plans for your athletes. So maybe download this and then also take a look at Training Tilt. If you're a Training Tilt coach, you already know that. And she's got some stuff on her actual coaching, because like I said, she's not just a business coach for endurance coaches. She's done this all before with her own endurance coaching business. Oh, she's got 8 social media content ideas for endurance coaches. So that's great. Remember, I always say, it's really hard to come up with ideas when the time comes when you actually need to sit down to create the content, because you might be tired, you're busy, like, oh, I don't even know what to write about. Create a spreadsheet of your ideas, and then just keep it handy, and then just pluck one off, the next one off the list when it comes time to actually create the content. And with these 8 social media content ideas from Michelle, you'll be able to add 8 more. Sign up for a free endurance business consultation. Learn how to get 5+ more athletes in 3 months. So that's cool. You should. I'll have a look at her content, and if you love it, I would advise maybe signing up for this free consultation call, because no nothing to lose there. And she's got an email newsletter. Tell you what, I'm going to sign up for that email newsletter. And this looks like she appeared on a recent podcast episode as well. So I'm going to go and sign up to Michelle's newsletter now because I want to get some of her great content in my inbox regularly. And I think that's it for today. So Michelle Lake, I just wanted to introduce you. So go and check out her content. Follow her on Instagram. And also please tell her that I sent you. All right, guys, have a great week in coaching and endurance, and I will talk to you again soon.